Chainsaw Man is my all-time favorite manga, and with each new work I begin to like the author of these works, Tatsuki Fujimoto, more and more. And just as I fall in love with the work and art of Junji Ito, Tatsuki Fujimoto has become the best author for me with his unique art style and interesting storytelling. And one of those stories that just showed me Fujimoto's genius is 200 pages one-shot Goodbye Eri. If any of you ever read anything by Fujimoto, you might have already noticed his movie references, of which there are many across his works, because Fujimoto absolutely loves cinematography, and you can find a lot of these movies references when reading Chainsaw Man, or just watching the anime adaptation and its opening, which is awesome little detail by the way. But the best way to see this is in his older work, Fire Punch, where there are a lot of movie references. There is literally a part where they are trying to recreate Star Wars. Hell, the whole story of Fire Punch is presented as a story about a person with superpowers and making him a hero. Or you can also notice the smaller signs of Fujimoto's love for cinematography in the way he plays with the panels and how the story is told and shown to us. Therefore, it is not a big surprise that his next relatively older work, Goodbye Eri, brings us another awesome cinematography in manga form. And we got exactly what we expected. Another great movie-making story. The story begins with us following a boy named Yuta who received a phone on his 12th birthday and the task of filming his mother with the phone, who may one day die due to her illness, and that's why she wants Yuta to film her so that he can remember her when she's not there and can watch any video of her at any time where he can hear her voice. This begins his daily filming of everything, up to his mother's last moments, where the last thing he filmed is him entering the hospital. But he will change his mind, he runs away, and then out of nowhere there is a giant explosion behind him, and we as readers realize that this is not the main story, but just a film that Yuta made for his school project. Fujimoto beautifully plays here between the real and fictional story, and we won't know until the last page if we were really watching the story of a student named Yuta or just his next film, which consists of real things that he shot. Fujimoto even took it to such an extreme that this entire one-shot is structured like a movie strip. There are a lot of awesome moments in this story, but one of Fujimoto's greatest strengths is storytelling. Very often we can come across to empty panels focusing on the characters and the surroundings without a single word. These panels, however, contain much more of a story than any sentence, because in these panels Fujimoto mainly focuses on very detailed expression of the face, from which we can read a lot of information, and also how the person feels in that given situation, if the person is sad, upset, suffering, or just experiencing happiness. And this is exactly the reason why I like Fujimoto so much as an author, because in his works he primarily uses human facial expressions to express something that is very difficult to express in words, and he realizes that the human facial expressions tell a much bigger story than any words. A slight movement of the head, an opening of the mouth, or just an insignificant movement of the eyes is all we need to get information about the feelings of the character. And if I still haven't convinced you, then exactly this facial expression, those subtle movements, are often used in movies by actors to tell their story without any words. It's a little strange how this story stops acting like a manga but really like a movie. Every time I read it, I feel like I'm in a giant movie theater watching another Fujimoto story. And this feeling is something I've never experienced when reading any other story. I don't want to go into too much detail about this story, and rather I want each of you to experience this feeling when reading this manga. And maybe someone will find the same passion for Fujimoto's work as I do. After all, we are not reading Fujimoto's manga, but his next film in the book artwork. Goodbye.